Hello, welcome back to GrayBush Knits. My name is Hannah and this is a channel all about my love of knitting. It will sometimes include some of my other hobbies like gardening or baking sourdough. Today's video though is all about my progress on the projects that I have going right now, as well as a brand new work in progress that I'm really excited about. It's a test knit due by the end of the month. I did get a bit of a late start because I was waiting for yarn to arrive, but I'll talk more about that in my video. So if this seems like something you might be interested in, stick around and maybe consider subscribing if you are interested in more content like this. Okay, so first of all, I will kind of go right into the progress that I have been making. I am really close, you guys. I am so excited. So sorry, Allie's in here and hopefully she's not going to cause too much of a ruckus, but we'll see. But I have, first of all, my Lulu Slipover. Sorry, I almost said that cardigan I've been working on. But this is my Lulu Slipover. Last week when I posted my video, I had completed the body. I had completed doing all of the ribbing on the sleeves, the armholes and the bottom, but I needed to do the button plackets, and that was incredibly intimidating. Sorry, I'm gonna try to get this so it's not making a bunch of noise. It was intimidating. I could not figure it out for the life of me. And then I discovered a really useful resource, which is, the designer's website. And she has some great videos on there. It's from Petite Knit. I think I just said that. And she has some really helpful tutorials, which I will say all of the tutorials are in Danish, but they're really slow. There are subtitles, and I was able to just follow along, and it just made it so simple that I was kind of frustrated with myself that I hadn't done this sooner. But I had decided to go ahead and do the back plackets because those are just solid. They don't have any buttonholes or anything like that. So my marker is right here because that's where I was at. I hadn't done anything. So this is the first button placket that I did. It turned out so great, you guys. I'm really happy with it. I went ahead and did the other side. And then I started the front. And the way that this works, so you do the button placket, you mark where you want your buttonholes. So I did 2 so that I know that I'm going to be having to do some things in all these rows. But I'm really close to starting those buttonholes. Ellie! She's trying to crawl underneath the covers of the bed, and I've got a bunch of stuff on the bed as far as yarn or knitting books. So I'm sorry. Moving on. But this is how far I've gotten on this button placket. This is the first of the front button plackets. And I would have, I don't know if I would have necessarily finished this yesterday as far as the plackets, but I would have kept going if it weren't for getting the yarn in and wanting to immediately dive into that test knit. So I'm hoping that I can get this done really quickly. And, I'm sorry, it's just slightly put on the back burner, but this is super quick and easy. Once you figure it out, it's really simple. I would just wanted to make sure that whenever I get to the buttonholes that I'm able to really pay attention to what I'm doing. And then obviously, I guess I could show you again, I still have to do the collar. This is all where it's still rough. That's what I'm trying to say. So I still have to do that part, but overall, I'm loving this. I love the color of it. I'm super excited to be able to wear it. And as far as, let me see if I can do this. So as far as fit, you can see, I mean, that's pretty darn good. I'm hoping to wear this over like turtlenecks or just long sleeve t-shirts, something along those lines. And I love the yarn. I've just kind of talked about that more. You okay? She's giving me the evil eye, like it's my fault she fell out of the bed. Come on. But she, as far as this goes, I'm really loving the yarn. I did talk about it a lot more in one of my previous videos, so I will go ahead and link that down below, or you can check out my my previous podcast episodes as well. I'm really happy with this though, considering that it was something that I was just kind of hesitant and, you know, just doing because this is my mom's first project, and I wanted to be able to do it with her in case she had any questions, which here and there she has, but it's all been pretty minor, and it's been a really fun knit though, and I really do like the finished product a lot right now. Gotta pick up my yarn and then we'll get on to the next one. Okay, so next up I have my, what is this called? Zimtstern Shawl. I'm not using any notes today, guys. I'm trying to just pull it out of my brain. But this is my Zimtstern Shawl, and this I started last week. I just wanted something different that was a little bit easier to work on. Oh, there we go. A little bit easier to work on while we were watching a new to us show, which is The Walking Dead. So this is going to be the top across the back. And this is the progress that I've made. You can see my marker there from last week. And I just have these here so that I'm kind of keeping track of how many stitches. I'm actually really, really close to being done with the first section and then starting to incorporate the second colorwork section. I'm really excited for that. So I've been loving this. It's going really well. I do really like the yarn. The only thing that I have noticed here and there, and you can kind of, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Like, you can kind of see these like funny dimples. So I'm sure that that's something that'll block out, but it's almost like I just have like a loose stitch here and there, maybe. I don't know if that's what it is, or maybe it's from, no, that can't be it. I was going to say maybe it's from where I've had those markers, but I don't have anything hanging off of the stitches except, so right here I have these tiny pins, right? The light bulb ones. And then I have these purposefully in the middle because the middle is going to get stretched out, and that way you really see that detail. So I'm not quite sure why it's doing that, or if I just have a random loose stitch here and there. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not too worried. Again, I'm using a hobby yarn for this right now, so you kind of saw how far I was. I have just a small amount of my skein left. Oh, everything's falling to the floor. So you can see just how much of that I've used so far. So hopefully it'll make it and I don't run out before I get to that next section that involves the next two colors. As far as my Korshavn cardigan, I have not picked it up. I haven't touched it at all this week. It's sitting in a basket because I did have to start this other sweater. I was really trying to finish my pullover before that got here, and that way I could have the 3 in rotation without a problem, but it just didn't happen. So unfortunately, that's on hold. I'm just imagining this huge like stamp across me, like, it's okay. It'll be fine. I'm still excited about that. I still want to work on it. I just have committed to doing this test knit, and I'm just trying to finish other projects as well. Obviously, that shawl is not a project I need to get done right away. However, the Korshavn is something that I do have to pay a lot of attention, and my husband has been home a lot lately. And it's just making it so that we're watching TV, we're doing other things together, and I can't have that alone time to really focus on that, which is fine. I'd much rather have the time with him. So it's all right. And I'll get to it when I can. So moving on to my work in progress that I just started. This is a test knit for Fiber Tails. I am absolutely in love with this pattern. She showed it on her videos a few times now when she was working on the sweater, as well as once she'd completed it, and I knew immediately I wanted to test it for her if at all possible. It does use an unspun with a silk mohair, and that mohair really helps to have your unspun not fall apart. I will say this is the first time that I'm using unspun as well. So I just kind of want to say that before I kind of get into it. But this is, oh my goodness. What's the name? Perikon. So this is the Perikon Sweater. And I'm just going to hold it like this because eventually I'm going to have a lot more to show you, hopefully next week. And here is the detail. Oh goodness, I'm trying to get it so that way it will focus. So this is, I'm using, yeah. So this is a pattern, like I said, using unspun. I'm using Plötulopi in the color Frost Grass. It is, I'll just hold it up here because, oh, that's perfect. That's a good representation of the color. This has been the hardest thing. I've been posting pictures or trying to share what this looks like, and it comes across very green, but it's a lot more gray with a green tone. And then there's little specks of brown. I am gonna bring you in closer, and that way you can see all of those details, but I just want you to see it is more of a gray tone. And here you can see I am in love with this yarn. It's just a dream that stinks so bad. Like, I smell all the sheep, and I love sheep. I don't mind it usually. I don't mind it on wool, but this, I think it's because, I mean, I'm assuming it's because it's unspun. It's like, it's foul, you guys. I mean, like, you can see how far I'm into this, you know, a couple inches, and already I'm like, oh, that smells. Oh my gosh. I just realized when I showed you this, I think I showed you the back side of it. Let's try this again. Okay, so this is the pattern. Look how pretty. There we go. I'm so sorry. Okay, so there you can see the detail. That's why I kept looking at it funny before when I was holding it up going, why does it not look right? Because I had it inside out. I'm an idiot. Don't worry. It's okay. That is my Perikon sweater. There we go. But yeah, so as I'm working on this, I can smell it while I'm knitting, and it's just unpleasant. Unpleasant. I've had to move a candle that's normally on the other side of the room to be on the coffee table because I just, you know, whew. I also, so that's the Plötulopi. I'll show you in the packaging. I actually just had to order another one because I have two, what are these called? I can't remember. It's not a skein. They call it something else. But I had two of them and I needed three for this pattern. So this is what I just got in. So you can see the packaging on that. And actually the company that I've ordered this from in the past, I ordered from them again in order to get the one skein. And it was the last skein they had. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to find this if you're wanting to do something very similar. So I do want to warn you of that. Otherwise, I've been really happy with the yarn. The other yarn that I'm using in combination is Isager Silk Mohair in the color 68, and this is moss green. Here it's looking very brown. Let me see if I can get it. No. Hold on, I got a Christmas cactus next to me that's lost. Okay, so, wow, that's drastic. So when I'm holding this leaf up to the green, it's very close in color. That's actually closer to what color it is. Again, that's making it incredibly difficult to photograph or to show you, but those, I'm so happy. So this is the combination that I'm working with. And again, keep in mind that this is actually closer to this, right? But it's so beautiful. And when I held this up, that is the color that it is. You can see it's kind of this beautiful, oh, it's stunning. I'm so excited. I will say this doesn't stink, the mohair. And I haven't had any problems with breaking. I know that's something common with Unspun, which has made me kind of hesitant to work with it in the past because I didn't want something that was going to be that fussy, but oh my gosh, Lerka, there we go. Sorry. But Lerka had mentioned that the mohair really helps to kind of just make it a stronger fiber to knit with. And I will testify to that. I completely agree. This has made it super easy to work with. And I actually, like, when I first cast on, I had cast on all my stitches and then realized I had cast on using the wrong size needle. And so I had to pull all that out. And because I'm doing a test knit, I wanted, I'm really trying to be careful of keeping track of my, what? Okay, come on. Come on. I'm really trying to keep track of the yarn that I'm using and all of that, just because it's useful information for her to be able to share when she does release the pattern. And no, don't go up there. And just sit here and be good. Sit here and be good. Thank you. So yeah, I ended up taking back all of those stitches that I initially cast on, and I didn't have any problems. I thought for sure that I was gonna have to splice the yarn together or whatnot. No, it was fine. So I am really, really happy with how this is going so far. And right now, I mean, I know I'm not terribly far into it, but the technique that creates that design across the collar, it's super simple, and the way that she words it is really easy to get through. I'm really happy with the pattern so far, and I know that there's been minor tweaks that have been made during the test knit, but so far the way that she's doing that test knit is really streamlined. It's very easy to use. I've been really happy with the whole progress. I've done a few test knits, but not enough to say, oh, well, there's one way that's the perfect way. So I'm still easy, go with the flow on that. That's what I'm trying to say. But so far, those are my 3 projects in progress. Thank you. She's trying to get all of the little, your Christmas cactus will like have certain leaves that'll dry up and fall off, but then they're still good enough that they'll start rooting. I just leave them for that reason and see if they're gonna be viable. But she likes to come up here and try to eat all of those little cactus bits that have fallen all over the place when she doesn't want to make biscuits on my leg. So moving on, I just have a few acquisitions this week, and that would be my Plötulopi that I just showed you, as well as the silk mohair that I had ordered in. So just a slight I'll try to keep it really brief story on that mohair. So as soon as I found out I had gotten on the test knit, immediately I ordered the Plötulopi and I ordered the mohair. The Plötulopi I got from the Woolly Thistle. I've ordered from them a few times. No, this might have been my second time. Both times I've been really happy. The silk mohair I had actually ordered from the Woolen Company, which I've ordered from them so many times I can't even tell you. And I've had the best luck with that brand or with that company when I'm ordering any yarn. And I was really pleased because they had reached out to me within just, I want to say like 24 hours, maybe 2 days at most, but I don't think it was that long, and told me that they had 2 skeins of yarn and that they could send me the other 2, because I had ordered 4. They could send me the other 2 when they arrived, but they might be a different lot number, or I could wait for that to come in and they could just send me 4 of the same lot number. Oh, by the way, it'll take 1 to 2 weeks to get here. And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And then I was sitting there thinking, 2 weeks is the end of February. That's not fine. I need it now, and that's my own mistake. So I emailed them again and said, I'm so sorry, but I need this for a test knit, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm gonna have to just purchase it through somebody else. So I canceled my order. They refunded me. Everything was super smooth with that, and kudos to them. I'm I'll go back to them next time I want to order probably any yarn that I end up getting. So then I ended up going on Isager's website, and you can look up all of the vendors or all of the shops that sell their yarn. I couldn't find anybody here in Arizona, not a one. So immediately my next one that I always look at is Colorado, because that's where we're from. So I looked there, and there was one shop that did have their yarn. I hadn't heard of them before, but that's fine. I wouldn't expect to. They're not in the same town that I grew up in or same area. And so I decided to go ahead and order it. The company is called Maker and Stitch, or Maker plus Stitch. I'll link them down below. They had the yarn in stock, and their shipping was really clear. I did pay extra for 3-day shipping. And then I had seen on their website that they were closed, like they're open Tuesday through Saturday. So they're closed Sunday, Mondays. Of course, I ordered this on like Saturday night, right? So I got the notification on Tuesday that my order was processed, and then it was shipped. And then Wednesday I get on there, I look at the tracking, and it says it's going to arrive Tuesday the 20th. And that was, a week and 3 days after I had ordered it, rather than 3 days or, whatever. And so I was like, I messaged and I said, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be a pain, but I had paid for priority, and I just want to make sure that it was shipped as priority, because you know how the post office is sometimes. She's like, yes, it was, and we've sent it out. So, obviously it's out of our hands at this point, but it does show that it's priority. Here's the information that we have. And also remember, Monday the 20th is a holiday, so maybe that's why it's saying not until Tuesday. So I was like, okay, well, at least I'm getting 4 of the same. It'll be fine, and I'll just work with it. If that means that I have to just barrel down and knit constantly in order to finish this before the deadline, then that's fine. That's what I have to do. And I was so excited it showed up last night. I got notification yesterday morning that's from Maker and Stitch that said, your order's out for delivery. And I was like, yes! So I was able to get that going right away, and I'm really loving the yarn. I love the color of it, and I'm really happy with that company. Her customer service was really good, and the website actually had a lot on it. So it's definitely someplace that I will likely be ordering from again. And I love supporting smaller yarn shops as well. So that's really nice to be able to do that. On that note, if you know of any yarn shops in Arizona or maybe your local yarn shop that has a really good website to order from and you would like to kind of send them my way, I would love that. Just maybe leave their link down in the comments, or if there's anyone else that you like to order from, just let me know. That'd be really, really awesome. I did get some acquisitions for my sourdough small business that I have. I shared in my video on Wednesday my setup at our winter market and had so much excitement about the sourdough all over again. It was all of my usual customers, but then also a lot of new customers. And I actually reached out to the farmer's market manager, and she has a realty shop here in town. And I asked her if I would be able to potentially sell sourdough out of her office if she was open to that. And she was very excited to have me do so. And so I am going to be doing that this week. My full-time job is as a veterinary technician, and the owner and the manager are both going to be gone for conferences Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's giving me the opportunity to be able to work, but then I can also do sourdough because I don't have to necessarily be there all day. So I'm really excited for that. It's also going to mean some time out in the garden. So I did order this week, I ordered seeds from 2 different companies. So as far as my plans for the next week, I definitely am going to, let's see, a week from today will be the 24th of February. So I'll have another 5 days after our video next week to be able to finish this sweater, but I would really love to be able to at least get the yoke done. And I mean, I should be able to get the yoke done this weekend, really. And then the test knit is the requirement for the test knit is the yoke and 1 sleeve. So I will probably do the yoke and the sleeves first. I don't know if I'm going to do the sleeves 2 at a time or if I'll just do them individually. I'll probably do them individually just because of the unspun. I don't really want to risk it being a problem. Let's see if I can, she's all content on my lap. I don't really want to risk it tearing or being a big knotted mess. So yeah, I'll probably do those individually, but probably one and then the other, and that way if I make any alterations, I shouldn't be making any alterations, but whatever I do, it's all fresh in my head before I finish out the body. So anyway, I'm really excited to get that done, and then hopefully too I can finish that Lulu Slipover in the next week. Like I said, I've got the 1 button placket that's almost done, and then if I go ahead and I start the second one, that should be pretty quick. And then I imagine that on the collar, I'm just going to be picking up stitches. I may have to do some decreases. To be honest, I have not looked at the pattern to see what I have to do. But I assume there might be some decreases because it's going from such a large collar, and then it does have a turtleneck. I'm not going to knit mine a full turtleneck, I don't think. I think I'm going to, or if I do, I might do like a folded collar, because that's really how I'm preferring to wear my sweater that I had finished not long ago. So yeah, those are the biggest things that I'm wanting to do. I don't have any plans to start anything else. I don't have any plans to do any more test knits. I usually don't test knit, to be completely honest. I have to really, really love and be excited about a pattern to even think about doing a test knit. And then I know I had talked in our last video too, I just want to make mention, I had talked about wanting to put in an order through Long Dog Yarns for their Princess Bride collection. Excuse me. and I never did get to do that. I ended up having to order the Plötulopi and then my silk mohair, and I was waiting to get the refund from woolen company, and then I had to order a lot of things for my sourdough business, so it just didn't happen. But that's okay. Hopefully next time she does any kind of releases, I'll be able to get something from that. So that just means that the ester tee that I was planning on using all of that yarn for, that's just kind of on hold, and that's fine. I've got so many other things I'm excited about that I don't mind having that kind of get pushed back a little bit. So yeah, we'll just kind of see, but I'm really excited to share with you about my progress on that. The Perikon Sweater, and that's by Lurka of Fiber Tales. I'm really excited to share my progress with you on that because I think it's just going to be stunning, especially in the yarn that I've chosen. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have enjoyed this video hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!